Hello, Vestavia Hills City Schools family. It's good to see you again virtually. I hope that you're having a good start to the second week of our virtual learning instructional plan. So it's been exciting to watch it take place on our end, and I know that you are having lots of good opportunities to spend time, quality time, with your children during these couple of months, and get a lot of learning done at the same time. So today we want to focus on what's coming up next week for you. On Monday, April the 20th, we're going to open our registration portal for next year. And that means you'll be able to enroll new students and you'll be able to register current students for next year. This is an important process, and since we're doing this all virtually, we wanted to walk you through the steps of it today. So I have some special guests joining me to do that. You remember, of course, Whit McGee, who's our Director of Public Relations, and he is going to be starting us off in a couple of minutes. Welcome, Whit.
Hey, thanks. Good to see you.
You too, sir. Dr. Antonio Cooper, who's one of our Directors of Curriculum and Instruction, is in charge of the enrollment registration process. He's joining us as well. Welcome, Dr. Cooper.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And Ms. Dena Fore is joining us. She is our data administrator, which means she knows a whole lot about all of the behind the scenes things that are going to take place with enrollment and registration, and really is the brainchild of making sure it works. And we're so appreciative of that effort. Ms. Fore, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Well, let's jump right in. What we want to do is take our folks to our new design front web page so you can see all the information related to our new school platform that we have in place. But particularly on this day, take us to where we can see enrollment and registration.
All right. Well, as you know from last week, we've set up a special COVID-19 family information website that's going to get us through the remainder of this school year, which is at vestavia.k12.al.us/COVID-19. And you're viewing that on the screen right now as I look at it here as well. We have a special spot for enrollment and registration information, and it's right here under the Students and Families button. Again, that blue bar there at the top, click on Students and Families. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see a menu of options here. Choose the very last button, which is Enrollment and Registration. Now, right now, as we're recording this video, we just have placeholder information there to let you know that enrollment and registration is opening up in a few days. But once enrollment and registration go live, we'll have all the need-to-know information for you right here on our website. So again, head to the COVID-19 page on our website, click Students and Families, and then Enrollment and Registration, and you'll find everything that you need to know right there.
Thanks, Whit. Looks good. As always, I appreciate the great work on that. Dr. Cooper, let's walk through enrollment and registration.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, we made a small change to the way we would do our online registration for the 2020-2021 school year. And the main goal for all of that was to provide a cleaner, more efficient online registration process, especially during these times where parents, you just can't come up to the school to kind of ask some clarifying questions and things of that nature. So if your child has already been a part of the Vestavia Hills City School system for the 2019-2020 school year, kindergarten through 11th grade, all you will be doing is registering your child. For new parents that have just moved into our school zone, welcome. We're glad to have you. We're looking forward to meet you. But there will be an additional thing that you need to do as far as enrolling your child, and that will be enrollment. So if you are new to our system, you will simply just go to your school that you're zoned to, go to their webpage and select enrollment. It will also be on the enrollment tab that Whit showed you at the beginning of this video. Now, what you'll see here that we have pulled up is the separate new student enrollment form. And it has a lot of prompts and cues for you to be able to fill out some additional information so that we could verify your address and get to know you and your children.
I'm glad that you mentioned this form, Dr. Cooper. Due to our new social distancing behaviors, we felt it was essential to create an online form instead of having to worry about a paper packet. You'll complete this form, but you still need to make sure you get those important documents into the school in order to move forward with the enrollment process.
And in order to do that, you simply just contact your school's registrar or the administrator on duty at that school, and they will be able to provide the guidelines to get that documentation submitted. So parents, the first thing that you will get on next Monday will be an email. So please be on the lookout for that email. And it's going to be from our new Power School platform that the registration will be a part of. So on that platform, your email in the subject line will read Vestavia Hills City School District enrollment registration. And it'll also have your child's name at the end of that sentence. And the email will come from no reply registration at powerschool.com. So please be on the lookout on next week in your spam folder, your junk folder, or anything else that you send emails to that you are not familiar with, to be on the lookout for those items. And so once you open the email up, as Ms. Fore has done for me right here, you will see a list of information for you just for your knowledge. The most important piece on that document will be that blue hyperlink that we're actually hovering around now. When you click on that link, it will take you directly to our new platform. And the first thing that you will have to do is enter in the date of birth for the child that was in the subject line of that email. Once you enter that date of birth, it will take you to the next page, which is set up for you to be able to create an account to log in the registration information that is needed for your child to be successfully registered. Ms. Fore, will you please walk us through that account creation process?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So when parents enter this screen, they're going to want to create an account. This is all new to everyone. And once you click on that link, you're going to see create an account form. Make sure that an adult family member is filling this out. You will be asked to set up a profile, and that profile is going to include a password and security questions. Once you complete your profile, it's going to take you right back to the sign-in page. Now you can sign in. After you've signed in, it's going to take you directly to what is the beginning of our online registration. That first page is the introduction page. Just a side note here, once you've successfully submitted a form, as I've outlined here on this page, you'll be able to register additional students. And we'll be able to show you what that looks like soon in this presentation. Down at the bottom, I've circled or highlighted that next button. You can either click on the green next button, or you can click on the actual form. The first form you're going to come to is the student form. Now, this student form is going to have some pre-filled fields in there, one of which is going to be the student's residential address. Basically, what you're seeing on this student form is a picture of what we already have in our system. If you need to change an address, you can not click on those read-only fields, but what you can do is where I have bulleted down there with in the red line is you can click on that box and enter your new address, making sure though that you have submitted all the proper documentation to change your address to the school. Next is a new student information document. If you are enrolling a new student to our district, this is the one and only form you're going to fill out that is different from everybody else. This is going to capture that new student information that you didn't fill out on your enrollment packet.
And parents, please be mindful that if you do not have a new student and you're only registering the students that live in your household that have been with you forever, then that new student button won't be there.
Right, that's correct. If this is a returning student, they won't even see this new student tab. The next form that it will take you to, you can again either click on that green next button, or you can click on the form itself. This is what we're calling our custodial contact information. This is basically the parent or guardian information. And this form here will also be pre-filled with parents' names and their relationship to the student. Those are some of the fields that you will not be able to change. You also will not be able to remove a parent or make any changes to those read-only fields. If you have to make corrections or make changes, again, we're asking you if you will contact the school directly and make sure you have the proper custodial documentation with you as well.
And parents, please check for accuracy the phone number and the email address that's listed on this page, because this is the page that we will use to send out any emergency emails or phone calls in case of inclement weather or in the event that your child is sick. So please make sure that this is the most up-to-date information that you have.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. That is important. The next screen we're going to come to is our emergency contacts. The one thing I'd like for you to remember about this screen is make sure you're not adding yourself back in on this screen. We only want emergency contacts on this screen. And we've allowed you to add up to 5 here.
And parents, I want to stress the importance of at least having one non-custodial contact in here for an emergency. In the event that we can't reach the mother or the father or the legal guardian of the child, it's very vital for us to be able to get in touch with someone who not only knows the child, but also knows you, that could possibly come to the school to check the child out or see about the child's health or academic needs.
The next form will be the health form. The health form is standard from most other registration and enrollment forms. This year, we've added something a little different to the medical conditions. I think you'll really appreciate this. If your child does not have any allergies or medical conditions, you could just select no and move on to the next form. But of course, if you select yes, we definitely want those medical conditions listed. So once you click on yes, it will expand the collection of additional information. Our next screen is our agreements form. There are several agreements on this page here. What you've seen listed is the publication consent agreement. What you'll do is you will click on that hyperlink, and once you click on that hyperlink, it will open up a new tab for you to read through our policy or download. And again, it'll open up a new tab so it won't interrupt your form process. All of the agreements on this page are required. So just want to remind you that you will have to answer all the required questions.
And parents, please be sure to download several of the different documents that you pull up on this form, especially the parent-student handbook and any other thing that you would want to refer to in the future.
That last page is the signature page. And what we're going to want you to do here is basically certify your responses. You'll indicate yes. You'll put in your name, and that name there would be the parent filling out the form and the date you filled it out. Once you've done that, you'll just click on the next tab, and it will take you to the review and submission. Now, on this form here, the review and submit, many times, even I have, when I've filled out my own child's registration form, you may find that you've omitted or not completed all of the required fields. Well, that red box is going to show up there to let you know that. So all you need to do is go to that top right-hand corner and just scroll down and review all of your forms, looking for those red required buttons where I've got my arrows there. Once you run across a red required button, make sure that you either completed it or you've completed it correctly.
Now, Ms. Fore, that's only for one child. I have 2. So will you please show me what I would need to do to register my second child?
Absolutely. Once you've clicked next, you've submitted that form on that child, it's going to take you to this next step screen. If you'll note where I've boxed in the number 3, there's a hyperlink in there, complete registration for another student. Just click on that registration button and it will take you to a page that says start a new form. Now, what it's asking for is a unique 15-character snap code. And just to kind of let you know where to find that, it's going to be on the email that you were sent originally. I've circled the snap code here. Let me give you a little picture of the email where I've circled there. You will find the snap code under what is a snap code. And then again, you'll just enter, you can copy and paste it, put it in that field and hit continue. The last thing I want to mention to you is another way of being able to start a new form for a new child. On every form you filled out in the top right-hand corner, there is an icon that is labeled dashboard. At any point in time, you can click that dashboard and it will take you to a screen that looks like this. Some of the things you can do on this screen besides starting a new form is you can continue a form that's already in progress. Perhaps you started it and you had to walk away. You can actually click on it and just looking for your student's name there on the in the parentheses, and you could start that form again. You can also view a submitted form. One thing I just wanted to mention about the submitted form view, you can only view it. You can't change it after you've submitted it. Well, that's all I have for us as far as the review goes.
Well, that's a wealth of information, and I believe we will be set to go next week. Ms. Fore, Dr. Cooper, Mr. McGee, thank you for taking us through enrollment and registration processes. We look forward to seeing lots of enrollments next week and registrations, and look forward to talking with you again next week when we'll give you an update on our instructional plan that we've been involved in the last couple of weeks. So have a good week.